Welcome back to Steelers Fix Daily. The Steelers came up short in preseason week 2, falling to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 17-14 at Acrisure Stadium on a last-second field goal. It wasn't the outcome fans wanted, but more importantly, it was a game filled with teaching moments that Mike Tomlin and his staff will lean on moving forward. Tomlin didn't sugarcoat anything afterward. He said plain and simple, this loss was about self-inflicted wounds. The turnovers, the penalties, the stalled drives, that's what cost Pittsburgh the game. The roughing the kicker penalty in the first quarter was huge. Instead of holding Tampa to 3 points, the defense had to stay on the field, and the Bucs punched in a touchdown. Tomlin made it clear, you make mistakes like that, you lose games. Let's talk quarterbacks. Mason Rudolph got the start for the second straight week. He had one big play downfield to Roman Wilson that set up a touchdown, but he also threw an interception on his first drive that flipped momentum early. His night ended with just 46 passing yards and 1 touchdown. Skylar Thompson then came in and showed a little bit more rhythm. He finished with over 100 yards passing and spread the ball around nicely, including connections with Roman Wilson, Scotty Miller, and Kaleb Johnson. But he also had a costly red zone interception when it looked like Pittsburgh was about to tie things up. That's the kind of mistake that hurts a young quarterback's case to move up the depth chart. On the positive side, a few rookies made their mark. First-round pick Derrick Harmon got his first sack, showing the kind of burst and power the Steelers drafted him for. Running back Kaleb Johnson had his best outing of the preseason, picking up chunk gains and showing balance on the ground. And Roman Wilson continues to prove he's not just a camp standout. He's a legit deep ball threat who is carving out a role in this offense. Defensively, the unit battled, but spent way too much time in short field situations. Tomlin mentioned it himself. The Steelers need to force opponents to settle for 3 in the red zone. Giving up 2 quick touchdowns in the first quarter dug a hole that Pittsburgh never fully climbed out of. Special teams also had a hand in this one. Rookie kicker Ben Sauls missed a 23-yard field goal that could have given the Steelers the lead late. Those are the kinds of opportunities you just can't afford to waste, especially when jobs are on the line. Injuries were another storyline. Nick Herbig left early with a hamstring issue, but Tomlin said afterward he's fine. Long snapper Christian Kuntz left with a chest injury and is being evaluated, and Gareth Warren is now in concussion protocol. For the most part, bumps and bruises, but nothing major outside of those. At the end of the day, preseason games are all about evaluation. Yes, the Steelers lost 17-14, but the bigger picture is what they learned from this. Tomlin summed it up well. The team controls how games unfold. When they play disciplined football, they look solid. When the penalties and turnovers pile up, they leave the door open for opponents. The good news? There's still time. The Steelers have 2 preseason games left to clean up the mistakes, tighten the execution, and get the young guys more comfortable under the lights. That's all for today's recap of the Steelers' preseason loss to the Buccaneers. Stick with Steelers Fix for daily updates, breakdowns, and fan-focused coverage as training camp and preseason roll on. Until next time, here we go.